So anyway, as I was saying, before the FedEx guy rudely interrupted me and parked right out in the middle of the street instead of pulling over in the grass. Anyway, I just got 2 of the mirrors for this, and now I'm disappointed. They're not really what I was hoping for. But at any rate, so I was saying I had upgraded the turbo and pedestal O-rings, and when I was there, it didn't solve unfortunately, my leak problem, like I said. So my leak turned out to be a little O-ring on the front of the H-pop, which also had to be gotten from the back. And then I also had very old, tired, high-pressure hoses, braided high-pressure hoses going in the heads. So I replaced all that, replaced the O-rings on the H-pop in the front. I took out the oil-to-water separator, fuel-to-water separator, and rebuilt that, replaced the O-rings in that, cleaned out the filters and everything, which was in bad need of, and put all that back together as well, updated it. I replaced the braided hoses, and I replaced the fuel pump just as a matter of course. There was nothing wrong with it, just decided to change it and update it, changed all the fuel lines. It has a fuel pulse preventer, so it's, it gets good smooth fuel feed when it's idling and so forth. So all that's been upgraded and maintained. I also have changed all the fluids in it. Obviously, I've done at least, I think we've used this probably maybe 6 or 7, 10 times at the most over the 3 years that we've owned it, for various reasons. I mean, in terms of camping and whatever. And the interior actually just finished up. It's virtually brand new. It hasn't been used at all since I completely finished it up. Going back to the mechanical side again, it could use, when we did the rotation on the tires, we noticed that the front brakes really could be changed. If they're done now, it's just a matter of changing some pads. The rear brakes are probably okay. They were all done at the same time. I put new rear wheel cylinders and everything on it, and so forth. We put a transmission gasket, new transmission fluid, new screen, rear end service, all that. It's all been done. There's not a leak underneath this vehicle anywhere. It works perfectly. It doesn't leak anything anywhere, and it runs absolutely perfect. Okay. Okay, so I am unlocking the generator slide. Pull out the generator. Unlock these locks. And actually, right now, I've got the shoreline on, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is unplug it from here. I do have a power source, and actually, that's right, it's shut off, so they won't cross each other right now. I'm on the shoreline, so it doesn't matter if this produces power or not. It won't arc, but I'm going to take it out anyway. You pull the generator out like that, and then you can put the lid down on it when it's running at night, and it keeps the rain off it indirectly. Also lets it breathe, lets it vent. Okay, so we'll start this up for you. It hasn't been started in a little while. Turn the fuel on. You put the choke on. You make sure your on switch here is in the on position, and then after it's running for a minute, turn that off with the idle, and as you can hear, it runs very beautifully. Nice, quiet generator, works just fine. Now I'm going to just shut the fuel off, because I never leave the fuel in the carburetor and let it run out. Although it's always had fuel stabilizer in it as well. If you want to take a track side, you simply loosen this exhaust up here, slide that out, and leave this exhaust mounted. And the muffler's there, so you're taking the muffler with you too. Disconnect your cable here. Get another person, you lift up here, and it comes out of its slides. Put it down on the ground on its wheels, and carry it to the track, or wherever you want to go. To the barbecue party, or whatever you want. Starting to run out of fuel. Okay, so we're going to slide that back in now. We've run it out of gas. You didn't need to suffer through that. I didn't need to waste digital space on my camera. Anyway, and then we will get the key for it. I shouldn't put this back in, to be honest. Not that one. Must be that. Lock it back in. beauty. Why is this side got to be the jackass tonight? The beauty of this setup, actually, too, even though this generator is not diesel, is that the positioning of it, when you pull up to a gas station, you line right up with this one. You can fill this at the same time you can fill the diesel back there at the diesel pump. So you start the diesel pump, and it's going to take longer. And then you come up here and you do the gas on this one while the diesel's filling. Very convenient. All the keys, all the locks are keyed the same. So we have universal locks with the same door back there and the doors on that side. One thing I wanted to show you about up here too, again, actually I will illustrate this by turning it on, is one other good thing about this stereo is that you can it also runs off of USB, if that's what you want your selection to be. And that buzzer's great in the stereo. It's good to hear. I don't know when that buzzer started working again, actually. It wasn't all... Goodness, give me a hard time. Sure, everything's gonna give me a hard time. Okay, so you can load your USB, and you can... Thanks for sharing! And you can put on your playlist. Oh, apparently it's already playing. I guess everybody recognizes that as Styx. I'm gonna get out of this. I don't like this. Oh, that's actually good. Come sail away. My class of '78 graduation song. I'm sailing away. Okay, so that's with the USB. On top of the other things I showed you it had. Okay, here's your TV on a tilt and rotating platform, of course. I just had a DVD player and was trying to hook it up to this TV, and it worked in the house. It doesn't want to work out here for whatever reason, so it's not. This would put your DVD player up here generally. And my laptop is ancient, so it's got a bad graphics card. So I can't play what I wanted to do on here, which was a racing video. But this is what you could have. This is with the USB right now hooked up. But that USB has video on it, but you could play music actually. You know what? Let me just show you. I'll at least do that. I can't do that. In fact, I can't do the front one. I have to demonetize that if I do that. I gotta get rid of the other one now that I think about it. What an idiot. Yeah, so I have to kill that. Anyway, so you can see the TV works fine. You can put your laptop right here. You can run a DVD, or you can just watch a memory stick or whatever you have for your laptop or your laptop itself and view your race and see what's going on with your performance levels. We have a nice little private closet here for fishing poles and whatever. You put toiletries here generally. This is going to go on a trailer. Yes, I like it. Everything stick to everything and everything fall out. Anyway, this is where I keep my toiletries and stuff, a little first aid kit and my shampoo and all that stuff, and then I bring it over to the shower if I need it or anywhere else. Got another shelf up here. We've got enough detail there. Okay. We've got a couple little extra slide outs here for storage and so forth. You can keep a helmet or whatever you want up there. There's extra space up there. Here is your refrigerator. Brand new. Oh, and running right now cold because I have the Shoreline on, hooked up. 110 volt lights up here. I still have yet to put 12 volt lights in these cabinets. That's to be done, but we also have little finger touch reading lamps down here that swivel and so forth because this is your sleeping area. And that brings up the next thing. Okay, so this door is split. I am going to replace this, fix these scars on here, and put new material on this. I had these bolts here, but I've actually reversed the way this door opens and closes, because when you open them both this way, it interfered with everything over here, and it also chewed up the door. So I have this one opening this way now, and this one now opens this way for your ability to walk in and out here, and that gets it out of the way for the bed as well. And then this latches in this way. Okay, so in order for you to, so you take this to open up your bed, and you kneel down here and you actually lift it up this way, my bad. You pull this forward and you lift it out that way, and then you lay that down, and then it has, now you can pull it out farther if you want to, and then it has legs under here that you simply unlatch, and then you can slide it out farther if you need to, and then put another set of pillows back there if you need two people. Or you can really put two people in here too. I mean, if you're really close together and you're not, if you're really close and you're not very big people. There you go. That one opens similarly the same. So I don't need to open both of them. You see what happens. Okay, now this isn't a really tall compartment here. So if you need to sleep a taller person, you just leave this door open here, and then they can sleep and let their feet hang out there. A 5'7" person like myself has no problem. It's perfect for them. So put it back in. You simply push the button on the leg, latch it up there, push this button, pushed it in too far too soon, and then slide this pin in the same, into the two holes, and then you just simply slide it back the way it just came out. That's all you do, and lay it back if you wish. Put your pillows back, and by the way, this futon also offers side rests on both sides as well. So, and this is a soft, not velvet, but I don't even know what you call this material, to be honest. Almost like an Alcantara, actually. An Alcantara material. Okay. We got refrigerator. Oh, little feature we have here is these doors. When this is closed, they're latched. But they're also latched even if this is open. You can't slide it out unless you use this magnet, which releases the catch. So it's got redundancy. In case you forget to put that in, your drawer won't slide out and go flying all over the place. But you can take that off and you use that. You can open it up, and then you get your access to your stuff in there. You can see it. Down here, this is multi-fold here. Obviously, you can store some kitchen stuff if you want, which we have done. And you can also, this is also a little hiding place back here, and there's your inverter. It's a 2,000 watt inverter. It powers, okay, so you plug it in, you take the plugs out of this outlet here, and you plug it into the inverter, which again, I got to wire the inverter still. But plug it into the inverter, and it will power this outlet and this refrigerator if you put those two outlets into the outlets in the inverter. So this also allows you to access the refrigerator outlet if you don't want to have it on, and you can just unplug it, and then the refrigerator will not turn on, obviously, without power. So that's your accessibility there. You've got these little organizers here, so you can plug in. You got two USB ports on this outlet. You can plug in your phone, whatever, set it into these little outlets here, or into these little organizers here, and allow them to charge. Or, yeah, you can't put them across here because it's a little bit too far to reach. So it's a matter of convenience as well. Over 5,200 BTU roof air and heat, which is rare. So a lot of them are air conditioning, but not heat. Actually, I'll put this on. I hope it doesn't blow my breaker in the house because it's just a lot of load. It's high fan. There's high cool. As you can see, Works very nicely. You can't feel it, but I can. Nice cold, very cool. And actually right now I haven't even heard the compressor come on yet. It must have because I just turned it on. So that's down away. It's hot. It's definitely coming out nice and cool. And this will blow you out basically in the front and the back in here. So let's shut that off now. You can hear it works fine. And then back here, this venting here in this door allows air conditioning to pass from this compartment out into this compartment. And obviously you have hangers and stuff like that for your whatever, driver's seat or whatever. Okay, so let's click on this. Windows. To open, you just simply push back on the little tab right there. That frees up your curtain. You pull it out like this, and you slide it open. Now you have nice screen air right there. These tabs lock it in, so when you're driving, it's not slamming into everything and making tons of noise. And I gotta go down a little more again. Let's go. Now this, actually that's another thing. For all of these windows, I have cut more of this. And I need to get the pieces sewn on, the edges, and then put the Velcro on them. But what this does is actually, you know what, we'll talk about that later. But the bigger windows, right now this is for the little back door window. It adds privacy and thermal protection to keep the heat out. So it darkens out the entire van. You put it up there with Velcro over the entire window. I already have them all cut out. I just need to get them, like I said, finished up. And then you have pitch black, and you have nice, keeps it nice and cool in here, or warm, whichever one you're looking for. Okay, as you can see, we also have 110 volt lighting throughout, fluorescent lighting, top and there. We also have 12 volt lighting. I'll show you that a little bit later. We'll shut off some of the lights and so forth. Oh, let's shut this one off real quick. Okay, you have 12 volt lighting here. And as you can see, if you touch it quickly, you get the blue light. And the purpose for the blue light is that if you have somebody sleeping in here at night and you need to have some light in here, you don't disturb the person sleeping over here. That also is the case with when you have to pop that door open. You have to pop that door open. It's also the case with the lighting in here. There's a switch back here. As you can see, it's lit. There's a light here as well, and there's two lights up there. These lights are automatically turn on and off with the door when you open the door. But when this blue light's on, they're in the off position, so they don't wake you up, so you know that. That way you don't have them coming on and waking up people that might be here. So if you put that in this position, you automatically get lights when that door is open. Go close the door. When you close the door, it automatically shuts off. You open the door, and it turns on. That way you have, also with this, I showed you earlier, but we'll do the videotape on it now. You also have a step light, which also comes on. Now that we're at nighttime, you can see it. You can see it. You can see it. Allows you to illuminate the steps. So that also shuts off with when the same door closes. Down here, please. When the door closes, that shuts off. When you open it, it comes on. That way you don't hurt yourself going out the steps at night. Now back to these two lights right here. If somebody's not sleeping and you need extra 12 volt light, you hold the button and you get white light. You can use this light here for your purposes over here, whether it be a shower or using the personal facilities. Let me shut this off now because we're on the battery. That shuts them off so they don't come on at all. Here's your power center. Open this up, you have your 120 volt and your 12 volt. Your 110 volt, this number 3 is your gen set. If you turn that to the on position, it goes to the generator. In the off position, it's shoreline, as you can see. That way you don't have a cross circuit. This, as you can tell, this is the door that goes into the driver's compartment, the driver's den, I mean. Those curtains are the curtains that go up here when you pull down the Murphy bed. You take the entire curtain rod down, you put the curtain rod and the curtains behind that couch up there. I am probably going to hang them on the outside of this, so they'll actually cover most of this Murphy bed area. And then you just slide them aside and then open the bed up and put them, and then draw them back if you want to do it that way. I think I'd like to have them in against the window though, because then that's going to hang down in your face while you're trying to sleep. Over here, okay, first of all of these cabinets again, have 12-volt lighting inside of them, and it's automatic or it's manual. You shut it off there and it doesn't come back, it doesn't come on. Turn it on and off manually, or you can just close it and it goes out. You can see there's no light on there. It's like a refrigerator door. It goes out when it closes. Here's your shower. Step back for a second, please. It's your shower facilities and your sink. Now we're getting mosquitoes in here. So if you need water, you just turn on your pump, and there's your water flow. Here's your water flow. Here's your shower flow. Here's your shower flow, and as you can see, you have pretty good flow going on there. Turn that off. Turn that off. The pump will shut off. It's on a pressure. It's on a pressure switch, and it has its own. See, it just shut off. It also has its own. It has a pressure can, so it gives you good smooth water. That's why you don't see the pulsing or anything from the pump itself, because it has the pressure can that maintains the pressure and gives it a nice smooth flow. So put that up here. Now, didn't let it drain enough, and I do that every time. All right, just fell on the floor this time. Okay. So, here is your shower, as I said. Now, this is part of your e-toilet. We'll just pull that out of here for now. I've got the e-toilet down, so we'll show you this first. If this is done leaking, we'll put it back. The shower being here also obviously offers you the ability to rinse anything you might miss if you're moving or whatever. But what you have here is you have a shower that's comfortable for, I would say, a 6-foot person, because I'm 5'7", so you could actually use this. Need to be that close. Anyway, this, again, like I said, can be your lighting for while you're in here. It shines right through the shower curtain just fine if you need lighting. Because the shower curtain is flexible, that's why I didn't go with any hard things. It allows you the elbow room to be able to move around up here. Wash down, wash your legs, whatever you need to do, bend over, you can do that fine with the shower curtain pulled all the way around. It keeps this shower water in, obviously. Put it inside the container here, and look, you still have plenty of flexible space and so forth. Shower curtain's extra long, so it won't go outside its perimeter. Okay, then after that, we have this counter extension, which also slides out. Give you more counter space. When you see all three of these out, obviously you have a full back length of space for you to work whatever you want, and this is all hard rubber, so it can handle impact or whatever you want to fix or anything like that. You can even cook up here if you wanted to, whatever. And then, as I'll show you, well, it's pretty common sense. When the Murphy bed is down, without the pillows on the Murphy bed, you can use it for extended counter space. You can also leave this, if you don't have someone sleeping here, they clear, and you have more space underneath this to put tools or whatever else you want on your table here and on the Murphy bed. So you have a lot of workspace in a small area. So, putting this back in, you also have this e-toilet here. You slide this e-toilet up, you slide the catches in on either side. And you have a place to do your business. This comes out of here. You put a bag in there. Put a bag in here. And you place this in here. Take the lid off there. And there's your toilet. There would be a bag in there, so nothing would go through that hole. Now, if you have to urinate, if you have to urinate, you put this underneath here, and it catches what you need to do. If you miss anything, obviously you have the shower to rinse it down. This will hold quite a bit of urine. So you put the top back on it when you're done, and it's sealed off and so forth. It's, again, not intended to be anything but an emergency expedient toilet. Why e-toilet? Emergency toilet. Okay, this is actually strong enough, though. If you would like to just leave that there and sit down and have a shower, whoa, it's strong enough if I put the stupid thing in right. But I didn't, so let's try it again. Getting wrong. Watch. All right. It's obviously strong enough for you to sit on. or else you wouldn't be able to sit on it. Sit in here and take a shower if you wanted to, if you're that tired. Anyway, let's put this back on here now. There you have it. So, as you see, you have a pull-out sink, and you have a shower, and if it weren't so cold, the shower curtain would be more cooperative. Okay, we also have more storage under here. For some reason the latch isn't working right now. I'll deal with that later. Also has magnetic latch, magnetic release. That releases it, and then it opens. You have storage under here. This is accessible on two sides, this side and the front side. And you have storage under there, which is accessible on three sides, the front, the side, and the back. We also have more storage in here, which I have not put any shelves or anything in, because you can get those plastic things if you want, with the drawers and stuff like that. It gives you options this way. Or you get more crates, which is the other good thing. You can stack at least 2 more crates in here, and that's already ready to go trackside or whatever you need to do. And brings you to this feature over here. Okay, here is your rod to pull down your awning with, and as you can see, it's locked in there very nicely. It's not going to go anywhere and bang around on things. I have a D-hook up here and a matching D-hook down there, because when this is closed, obviously this is captured on all 3 sides, but this side it could lean out. But putting a strap here, you can keep this, you can mount containers all the way to the ceiling, from floor to ceiling, with this shelf which drops down. Actually, we can turn the light on and off so you can see this. All right. Okay. So, if we take out, I'm just taking out these containers. You do this before you load. Then all you have to do is pull this bar out there, and you lift it up and pull the latches, and it falls down, and I think it's going to hit this one too. Okay, and then you put these here, this way, and you can stack them all the way to the ceiling. I wouldn't stack on this, because you're just going to damage it and whatever. You don't need to. Anyway, you stack all the way to the ceiling, and you have all that extra storage space, because we're always taking crates out to trackside, parts, whatever you want to keep in there, supplies. It's easier to do that way than it is to try and come back and forth getting parts and supplies out of the truck. Okay, now while I have this down and you can see it clearly, take this crate out again, and right here we have a switch that bypasses everything and gives you power on the spot outside. You can't take pictures of a spotlight anyway, really. Video. Okay, so that shows the light. That allows you to use it for loading or whatever you need to at night, or adjusting your load on the trailer or whatever. You have the ability to turn the spotlight on from back here. So let me lift this back up. That's easily done. We lock this back in. Oh, just to show you again more quality of the build here. In order to keep things from rattling, and keep it from ripping up this the framing here, I've actually put a rubber bushing in there that was actually used from a Dorman kit. It's extra. It was extra from a hinge kit. So you put that in. Well, you lock this in first, and then you let that come down, and you put that in. It seems that screw is still hooking back there, which is frustrating. And you can slide your crates back in and put your crates back in here. Now, if you have, so you can sleep 2 people up front, you can sleep at least 2 people back here. If they're really good friends, you can sleep 2 more on the bottom. But this folds down into a bed. So the process is, first off, you take the table out. There's pins under here in the hinges. You pull the pin, and then you release this catch here, which pulls it tight up against the wall. My knee is bothering me today. And then you simply gently remove it. Okay, and put it aside for a minute. Then you remove this base here by loosening it up down at the bottom. Oops, I went the wrong way. You loosen that up and you remove that. Put that aside. Then you have this support that you put in the middle. Simply enough. And you lean this forward and you grab it from the back. You slide it forward gently like that until it falls. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can make this bed flat, or you can make this bed prop. You can do it that way and it holds up, or you can go and lay it completely flat when it wants to cooperate. Put my hook on. Okay. Lay it completely flat. Then you lift this one up. It's hooked on something on the side over here. You slide it forward. That's how I ended up breaking this, because it caught something else and I got angry at that. You pull it forward till it releases and you lay it down. And there you have one bed. Okay, now, I did that a little prematurely, but we're going to put it back up real quick. So, before you do that, if you're going to use the Murphy bed, that's if you're going to use one bed. If you're going to use the Murphy bed, you open this up and you slide out your pillows. Take this small center one out first, like this, and then the next big one out, like that, and then you slide this one over this way. I don't know what it was just caught on, and you pull that out. Now, you take your table, and I'm working in confined quarters here now because I didn't do this before. If I'd had someone here, can you hold that for a second, please? I would have done this earlier. And you slide your table right in there. And I don't know what it's on. Oh, there we go. Okay. And you slide your table leg in there as well. Now I put the table leg to the back because if it falls over, it's easier to access through opening this little door here, which I have to repair this piece of wood on the here on the top. Excuse me. This piece is supposed to be there. I split it. There's a lot of work in here. You wouldn't have any idea, but I split it in the process of being impatient. Okay. Then you, once you have that done, okay, relax on. You unlatch the two bolts at either end that hold the... Get down, please. Get down, please. You unlatch the two bolts that hold at either end, and then you pull down the Murphy bed. It has two cables, so they extend out. You pull them out, but they'll fall out anyway. And it locks in thus and so. Now what you want to do next is lay your pillows up here like that. Excuse the camera. And like that. And there is your Murphy bed. Then you simply take the curtains. Right now the way it's set up, and like I said, these are just, actually this is the material for the curtains. It's not actually curtains yet. So it's not going to really want to cooperate very well. And you go up in here like this, and you put your curtains, forget it. I'll just show you how it works, because like I said, it's just, I have to make this curtain. This is another set of curtains I have, they're terrible. And then you extend this into the eye hook, and there's your curtains. Okay. There you go. Those ugly things. But this will be much nicer, as you saw in the still picture, when I get that completed. Then, you have a railing that's stored behind this couch here. and you put the railing on there for safekeeping if it's a child or whatever, if it's a drunk person. Who knows? Anyway, you put that there, and then you can put this pillow also up here if you want, and you have a nice little cozy bed. Or, as I said, it's also a workstation. If none of this is up here, if none of this is here, you take it off, put it somewhere else. You have the ability to store whatever you want to do up here while you're working. You have more storage space. If you have the table down here, you'll have another storage space underneath that. And that essentially is it. Of course, you have plenty of hanging space, like you can see the driver's seat there. On both sides, you can hang towels or anything with a little plastic. Oh, well, I forgot one other big main feature here. Over here as well, we have a microwave. Brand spanking new, so new it hasn't even been fully unpacked yet. Brand spanking new microwave in here. More. Okay, just to show you our lighting in here. And outside we have LED light overhead. You shut it off here when the door's open. It turns on and off when the door's closed, but you can manually control it this way, like any other one. Your door here function, you lock that closed when you're driving and it doesn't flex or anything like that. We have a full control panel up here. This is our LED spots out front. Gives you that extra kick in the butt you need for the dark wilderness you might be driving out at. You got your voltage output here, which is accurate from your alternator and so forth. We have a power source here, 12 volt. We have 2 USB power sources here. You got a little container up here again where you can slide your phones in while it's charging and whatever. You can see it has full lighting, stereo, and this is your backup camera. So one thing I want to do with my backup camera, I should have wired it in straight so that it's on all the time and acts like a rearview mirror, not just the backup camera. I might change that, hold this piece here. So when you put it in reverse, you get an automatic signal and you can see the spotlight in the back comes on automatically when it goes in reverse. Also 2 side spots come on as well, but I'm going to put those on this set of switches down here in the center. The center one has no function at the moment. I'm going to put them on there because really it's something you can manually operate. You don't really need them all the time. You only need them when you want them, and I don't want to overload that circuit. So I haven't done that yet, but I will do that. Or pass it on to the next person. If they'd like to, we can negotiate price. Put it in park. So this is your left side spot. On the truck. Left side spot, and of course this is your right side spot. We don't need to see it, but it works, trust me. So going over to the headlights now. Actually, I forgot about that. So we have daytime running lights, which didn't come standard on this side. We wired it in. And this is with the parking lights. You get the blue light. These are upgraded halogen projection lights. Turn them on fully. You got the projection and it shuts off well, in this case it doesn't shut off the daytime driving light. When I turn on the other spots, the center spots, it turns off the daytime driving light. And there's your spots too. Of course, everything goes off with a key. Okay, let me just review what's been mechanically done on this truck. Some for maintenance, some for repair. It's had a new water pump. It's had a new vacuum pump. Those didn't need to be repaired. It's had a new serpentine belt because the vacuum pump locked up and ripped out the serpentine belt and everything. It has all new urethane bushings for a matter of maintenance and course and so forth update. on the sway bar for better steering compliance. It has a new front damper for same steering damper. Oh, this also has the tow package. As you can see, it has transmission coolers, oil coolers, everything in here. So the truck runs really nice and cool, and even under tow, it has no problem. Power steering pump cooler, oil cooler, transmission fluid cooler also. And so I had developed a small leak in the valley, and things I read said that it was probably a turbo pedestal O-ring. Well, in these vehicles, you know, in these trucks, in these vans, there's no access from the front. Basically, I have to do everything from the back, and the turbo happened to be there anyway, so that worked out. I pulled out the engine cover, pulled out the turbo, and found no evidence that the pedestal O-rings were leaking. However, I replaced them anyway. But in the process, I also diddled around with the turbo a little bit and tested the shaft, and it just had a minuscule amount of play in it I didn't want to deal with. I didn't want to have any problems or any major damage. So I went ahead and completely rebuilt the turbo, updated the oil slinger, new bearings, new oil slinger, and so forth. Put it back in.